All right, perfect.
So we are live.
Yeah, we are live. First of all, hello everyone. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're watching this live stream, make sure you like it. Subscribe to get your question answered. We'd love to know your name, your location. Don't have to put your address or anything. Just which county or city you're watching from, and list your question below. We're here with the man, the myth, the legend, Mike Mays. You're here to talk to us a little bit about this system is more casual than you've been a busy man these past couple weeks. This system is a little bit more casual.
Out of the last three events, this is the one that's going to be the least impactful, and it's going to be spotty and light. And through the day-to-day, we've seen primarily rain. Now, as we head into the evening, we're going to be watching the northern counties because I think on the northern periphery, as temperatures dip, that's when we're probably going to start to see more of a mix.
Okay.
And this time around, it's like a mashup of precipitation. It's a little bit of snow, a little bit of sleet, a little bit of freezing rain. So we could see all three in limited quantities because there's limited moisture.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, again, for people that aren't familiar with maps, the green is rain, correct? So a lot of rain all over the area.
This is just rain.
A lot of precipitation, which is kind of needed. Am I right?
Oh yeah, because we're still in a severe drought.
We still are?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're going to need quite a bit more rain to get out of that.
Good to know, good to know. Guys, if you're watching, if you got a question, if you want to answer, go ahead, drop it in the chat.
So what I'll go ahead and do is just talk about what we expect through the evening. And then as folks come on in and ask questions, we'll just answer what they're saying.
Absolutely. Let me step on up.
So let's talk about the trends that we're seeing. And of course, if you tune in tonight at 5 o'clock, I'll be going through all this. So as I told Jalen, this is going to be the last impactful event, or the least impactful event of the past three. The one that happened this last weekend was the biggest impact one. There's available moisture in this, but it's limited, about 1/10 of an inch of liquid. And since we've had quite a bit of rain already this morning and in the afternoon across Raleigh, there's not a whole lot of liquid left to produce much in the way of frozen precipitation. But tonight we're watching for a potential mix, and that could last into the day tomorrow. In fact, one of our high-resolution models that we look at that looks pretty reliable actually has still some around lunchtime, some snow and some sleet and maybe some freezing rain. This is our winter weather advisory that is in tonight through at least 10 a.m. Thursday. And the reason why we're seeing this, some of the roads could have an accumulation of light sleet and maybe some light snow, so elevated surfaces may be a little bit tricky overnight. So I wanted to run through Futurecast, and again, as I was pointing out to Jalen, the northern periphery is what we're going to watch for, perhaps some sleet as we head into late afternoon and evening, but be aware of all these temperatures right now are well above freezing, so it's likely to just be liquid on the way home from work this evening. So let's run through this. This is the time lapse. We get to about 9 o'clock this evening. We start in our northern counties, starting to see maybe a little bit of a mix, 30 in Roxborough, 30 in South Hills, so temperatures there are conducive for something to be frozen and maybe stick on an elevated surface. And we're talking about some light snow, maybe some sleet, maybe a little bit of freezing rain. But if you compare Futurecast now to what we saw this past weekend, you can see for yourself. It's really spotty and it's not widespread and it's not likely to be an issue. By midnight, we could be looking at a little light precipitation around the triangle back to Chatham County. Now we're down to 31 here in Raleigh, so there's that possibility that there could be something sticking on an elevated surface, but it would be very light. And I really don't think it would be that much of an issue on roads at this point. We go to 3 to 4 a.m. Again, everything is spotty, everything is light, but now we're dipping into the upper 20s. So elevated surfaces like the overpasses, the bridges may have some issues, especially if there's an area where it comes down a little bit heavier than other areas, but you can tell it's all spotty and it's pretty much light. We go through the morning commute tomorrow at 7 a.m. Our southern counties now could be looking at a little bit of freezing rain, maybe a little bit of sleet. And from what I'm seeing on the model, this area could be the one that sees the most freezing rain, less than 1/10 of an inch of ice accrual, which shouldn't really cause any problems, but on elevated surfaces like your car, your steps, your fences and such, there may be some accumulation. And even by 10 a.m. tomorrow, still some precipitation around. The model suggests it's a little bit of light snow, but everybody's below freezing at this point. So anything that's on the roads, especially the elevated ones, will have an issue or could have an issue. And it's important to note the DOT did not brine this time around because of the rain prior to this frozen precipitation event. So it would be useless to brine. So the main roads, I don't think will be an issue because we had 50 yesterday. It's been in the upper 30s to mid 40s today, so it's not going to be a huge issue. By 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, we're still looking at a lot of clouds. The precipitation is done, and our high tomorrow will hover probably around 40 degrees. So if you want to go through our weather alert day, we'll take a look at that graphic. My computer's trying to reconnect, and it's not working right now. So, Jalen, is there anybody who's chimed in has any kind of questions?
We have no questions yet, but you're talking about a lot of precipitation. Is this where possibly we could be looking at sleet possibly?
A little bit of sleet, a little bit of snow, a little bit of freezing rain. It's like I mentioned, it's like a little mashup of precipitation. Everything would be on the light side. So as we saw over the weekend, some locations had 6 to 10 inches of snow. That's not going to be this. It's not going to be a ice storm. It's not going to be a whole lot of sleet. So everything we see would be on the light side. In fact, this is our third round of winter weather, light accumulations, slushy spots mainly in the north, and it would be tonight through Thursday. And if we outline who could see what, and this is what we're talking about. So the pink areas from Lillington through Smithfield, Lewisburg, Raleigh, and Roxborough northward could be a trace of something to less than an inch of snow. So it's not really a huge deal. It could be on an elevated surface. And then the areas to the south where you see the green, it's mainly rain, and then by daybreak it's a brief wintry mix. So I can't stress enough that this isn't going to be a huge ordeal. It's going to be more of a novelty thing. You'll be like, hey, look, it's snowing again. And that's pretty much it. There's a little bit of sleet mix.
Absolutely. Don't have to wake up a little bit early to clear the driveway. I don't have to warm the car up. Well, maybe a little bit, but that's about it.
It's in the upper 20s to about 30.
Absolutely.
So, and we have another event coming in our Friday night, which is going to be more in the way of rain. But that's the next Arctic front. And once that moves through, we're back into colder temperatures this weekend. But the good news is this weekend it is dry. We're not going to inconvenience anybody this weekend, and you're not going to have to come into work Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, man. Okay, we got a little bit of a joke from Mullet. My question is, as a teacher, does the 2 ice cubes down the toilet trick work to get me off around Cameron, North Carolina?
I've had a lot of teachers chime in and say, are we going to have the day off tomorrow?
Yes.
With the winter weather advisory going through 10 a.m., possibly delay or even possible cancellations. I don't know. I don't know how the school systems think, but we will let you definitely know starting at 4 o'clock.
Absolutely, absolutely. If you guys have cancellations as well or have questions about cancellations, go on WRAL.com. We have our cancellations list and all closings. If you aren't on that list, go ahead, call the front desk. We have a form to get you guys filled out as well. Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah, and my intuition is that they would probably delay school tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So we're looking at how cold it's going to be. I think this is going to be kind of the unique thing. Am I right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's upper 20s to about 30 in the morning, so it's not like the last event where we dove down into the teens to low 20s where everything gets solid and is solidly frozen. It would be more of a slushy kind of setup in the morning if there's anything on the roads. Elizabeth, of course, will be here in the morning along with Chris Michaels. Actually, tomorrow's Thursday, so Grant Skinner will be in, and they'll let you know what's going on.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we're going to hang out for a few more minutes because if you guys don't have questions, we got to get Mike Mays on the air as well because you got things to do. Go ahead. What do you want to show us?
One more graphic. I just wanted to show you the distribution of snow, and per the model that I just showed you, this is what it's coming up with. So, a 1/10 of an inch of snow here in Raleigh, 3/10 in Durham, 2/10 in South Hill.
Yeah.
So, per the model, you can see it's really not a whole lot compared to the 6 to 10 inches we had here over the weekend and the big snow off to the west. This is going to be easy peasy.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So again, if you're watching this, like, subscribe. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat. I guess we'll talk a little bit about how has this, you guys kind of have a little bit of a day system, how far out you guys start to predict things.
Right.
5 days, 7 days, 3 days. You want to talk a little bit about that?
So, I think I had mentioned on Monday, and I know Elizabeth did, about a temperature flip coming next week. So as of now, for next Wednesday, we're forecasting 61 for the high.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so we've been in this cold spell for the past couple of weeks, and any system that has come along would produce something frozen. Well, now we have a cold weekend ahead, but it's dry, and then next week we start to see a flip where we have, I think it's 51 on Monday, 58 Tuesday, 61 on Wednesday, and it could easily be in the mid to maybe even upper 60s in some locations by next Wednesday.
Absolutely, absolutely. So also we're talking a little bit about, is that going to be a little bit more common now as we look at weather cycles, a little bit of global warming in that regard, or what's going on there?
Well, I looked at the temperature anomalies that'll carry us through the middle part of the month of March. The American model brings us into, well, actually both the American and the European have us above normal temperature-wise as we go through the middle and latter part of February. But the European model wants us to bring us back into colder than normal temperatures in March. The American model doesn't do that. So it's kind of up in the air what we could see. But it looks like we'll head into a warmer trend as we get into the latter part of February, starting next week. So could this be the end of any kind of wintry precipitation for the winter? Possibly.
Possibly.
And I think a lot of people would probably be happy about that.
Yes, they would. They will be happy to go against what the groundhog wished for as well. Well, again, I think we're going to wrap it up here, guys. If you guys have any questions, drop them. And now I guess we'll wrap this up as well. Again, guys, you can catch all of our full coverage on WRAL.com, also on our channel as well. Like, subscribe. We'll have your forecast. We'll have Elizabeth and Warren. We'll have Grant as well. We'll have you covered as well. Also with the school cancellations, WRAL.com will have you there, especially delays or anything like that.
Exactly.
Again, this is a very casual system. It's normal everyday stuff. Nothing to be too stressed out about. Don't have to go buy bread and eggs.
Yeah, not to clear out the shelves in the grocery store.
Oh, none of that. None of that. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I guess we'll wrap this up.
Thanks.
Perfect.
Sweet.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you. Yeah, this is not a big deal, so people are probably like, eh.